Channel. It's Saturday the 2nd of October. I'm just on my way to Parkrun. So it's 8 days till Manchester half marathon next Sunday. So today is going to be 18 kilometres in total. And I'm going to include the Newcastle Parkrun 5k, and I'm going to run that in the middle of the long run at around half marathon effort, hoping to come round about 18 minutes or sub 18, and that'll be my last little workout before Manchester. Okay, so just going to do a little voiceover here. So we're a couple of minutes into Moor Parkrun, slotted in around top 10, I would say. So the whole plan of this parkrun was to sandwich it in the middle of a long run, around 18 kilometres, 1 week out from the Manchester half marathon. So did about 5.5 kilometres run down to the parkrun, and then the plan here was to run at a half marathon effort
and I was referring to my Stryd Power meter. So I was looking to be running around 360 to 365 watts in terms of power. Already I'm doing about 370 watts here. You just see the guy in front's just slipping away, but in no way was I looking to sort of have a competitive run today, so wasn't concerned at all with letting people go past or letting people get ahead. First off, apologies. The footage is not as good as I'd like. It was the first time using the Insta 360 Go 2. I was wearing like a necklace pendant where you clip the camera onto the pendant, and obviously it was moving around a lot more than I would like, and didn't quite have the settings to stabilize the footage, so I don't even think stabilization would have fixed it. So apologies. I will try and improve going forward. So we're about 4 minutes in, so we've gone through 1k. I'd say I've gone through 1k in around between 330 and 340. Feeling pretty good. Power's still a bit too high. As you can see, this path is not perfect running sort of footing. It's quite gravelly. It's pretty good to run on, but it's not as good as running on a pure road surface or asphalt surface, so a little bit of grip issues. But I was wearing the Nike Tempo Next Percent, an old pair that I've got for these types of runs, so I think the Tempo Next Percent are good for training and sort of BC races. So we're just coming up to quite a sharp left hand bend here, so I'm just trying to focus on quick feet round the bend. This direction coming back was strong into the wind, so didn't really try and push into the wind, just sort of let it settle. And actually my power reading, my average power was coming down here to around 368, 367, which I was quite happy with. But you'll notice a guy comes past me on my left. Again, wasn't going to react to that. I think that put me in about 8th and 9th position, but I wasn't really looking at that. Again, we're still running on this surface where it's quite gravelly, loose stones. Just up ahead we are going to turn right onto some better running conditions. Newcastle Parkrun can be a very fast course, depending on the weather conditions, but I would say, well, according to Strava, the wind today was definitely above 10 miles per hour coming back into the face in the direction that I'm running at the moment. So this was very much a slower section, and just trying to look forward to the right turn past the marshals coming up. So we're about sort of six or 7 minutes into the run here, and I'll be coming up to the 2nd kilometre marker. This is actually a new revised course after the pandemic. There's been a few changes, so Newcastle Parkrun, which I keep calling it, is now officially the Town Moor Parkrun. So this land is all, there's the guy on the left just going past into the wind. So they've renamed it Town Moor Parkrun, and they've also changed the course, so it's now a continuous loop. So this is a nice path. The wind was definitely not against here, so I was able to just sort of naturally pick up pace now that we're out of the wind. We're coming through a gate here, which is, thanks to the marshals, held open there, and this is a slight, very, very slight incline, and then sort of nice decline down to the next right hand turn. So we're definitely through 2k here. Not sure why Parkrun usually has markers, 1 kilometre markers, which are quite helpful. There's a guy here just sort of maybe gone off a bit too hard, and slowing down quite rapidly. I'm running quite a steady, constant pace here. So I'm probably sitting around 8th position at this point. Funnily enough, I didn't end up registering a time for this parkrun because I had a paper barcode attached to my t-shirt and tucked my t-shirt into my running pants, and at the end of the run wasn't able to find it, so unfortunately didn't register a time, but not to worry. This is very much just a training run today. So I think I'm back up into 7th position, and as you can see there's nobody really there up ahead. There's quite a big gap now, and I pretty much stay in 7th position for the rest of the run. So we're just coming up to a sort of sharp 90-degree right hand turn here, and this is a lovely bit of the course where the wind was really helping. So as you can see, quite a long straight path which leads all the way down to the second gate, which is forever going to be known as Malcolm's Gate, because a legendary volunteer at Moor Parkrun always guarded this gate, which is about, I'd say it's still about 800 metres up ahead. But so we're about 9 minutes into the run, so probably coming up to 3k. As I say, I think I'm running around 335 to 340 per k. Just checking the watch, keeping an eye on the power. I kind of decided at this point that I wasn't going to slow down so much that the power came back into the range that I was aiming for, the 360 to 365. I felt pretty good. There was no need to do anything silly. Just sort of focusing. What I tend to focus on quite a lot now is the feeling of quick feet. I'm not sure what the cadence was on this run, but just a feeling of sort of running on hot coals. So just trying to ensure that the feet aren't staying grounded for too long. So both getting the feet off the ground and putting the feet back on. Just quick with the feet. As I say, this was a nice part of the course with the wind at the back, and this path just gently drops down hill to the second gate for another sharp right hand turn. So I'd say we're definitely through 3k at this point, and I'm already thinking, well, this is feeling pretty good. I can hold this quite nicely till the end, but obviously starting to think, well, the last sort of kilometre is going to be back into the headwind, so I don't think it's going to be anything special. As I said at the start of the video, quick check of the watch there, I think I was averaging around 370 watts again. That's what I noticed when I was in the wind. The watts were coming down. When I had the wind in my favour, the watts were going back up. So yeah, I was thinking at this point, as we'll see, the paving coming through this gate, sharp right turn, tree-lined pavement running down what's called Grandstand Road. So this is the gate, sharp right hand turn, quick feet onto this pavement. Now this part of the pavement is quite badly damaged, and certainly when I'm running a real hard effort at parkrun, I find this pavement quite difficult, because you can quite easily lose your footing. So at this more tempo threshold control effort, it's a bit easier to focus on just your feet and making sure you're missing any little potholes, because there's quite a few in this area. So this pavement runs maybe 600 metres down to another sharp right hand turn, so through another gate, hopefully held open by volunteer. So at this point you just really try to focus on the path ahead, keeping the feet coming up. At this point I was kind of aware of a runner maybe getting closer behind, but I was also aware that I was closing a little bit on the runner in front. Had no ambitions to catch the person up front, but I think I was holding a pretty level pace. And again, I was just feeling quite good. Could I hold this for a full half? Hard to say. It's always hard to say when you're running a portion of a distance at an effort that you want to hold for the full distance. It's hard to come away thinking, yeah, that's definitely going to be easy. It's never going to be easy. I had quite a tough right-hand turn there and actually take the wrong route here. I'm supposed to take the left-hand fork, and I followed some runners up the left-hand fork, so I just had to do a quick move onto the left-hand fork, and looking around, those two runners quite close on my heels at this point. Probably got a kilometre to go, I would say, and again this was back into the wind at this point, so it wasn't a fast finish. Back onto the sort of gravelly path, and just thinking about holding form, holding consistent effort to the finish. And actually, unfortunately, the Insta 360 Go, I think there's a limit of 15 minutes, so it's actually gonna run out here. But I finished the run in 17 minutes 50 seconds. I finished 7th place, and I think it was a pretty good little effort prior to Manchester.
Newcastle Parkrun done. I think it was slightly harder than I was planning. It's meant to do about 360 to 365 watts. So I think I was around 370. Pushed a bit hard. Unfortunately, lost my barcode. Had it pinned to my shirt, and it's gone, ripped off. So won't register a time, unfortunately. So I think I did 17:53. Newcastle's not fast at times in terms of the pavements, like the footing, and a little bit windy on parts today, so I think it's around the right place. I need to be running around 18 minutes at 5k for the half, hopefully a bit under, but time to sort of taper off now and see what happens next week.